Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 275 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and today we have a great show in store for you. We have a really great 3-story townhome that is in the Lowest Greenville section. It's immaculately cared for, and it has more space than what we see in today's traditional townhomes.
I agree. And in our second segment, we're going to talk about prosperity.
That's not right. We're talking about prosper.
Prosper. Okay.
Prosper.
We're going to talk about Prosper, Texas.
Because we were just out there for an entire week, and so we thought we would share with you our findings. And they're quite interesting.
It's going to be interesting.
It's a very interesting what's happening out there. It's very different.
How's your week?
My week is good. I actually go to camp next week, so excited about that.
No show next week.
No show next week, and it's funny because we've had this kind of ongoing discussion over the last year because it's 4th of July is when we have it, and we always do a fireworks show for the kids, but just because of the heat and the very, very unsettling temperatures, we've had to postpone twice. And so this year, we're actually going to do drones, Jeff.
Good.
It'll be
That's a great
interesting.
idea.
It is.
That's
It
a good
is.
idea.
It'll be interesting to see how that plays itself out. So we thought, in the meantime, we would tell you where to go look and watch fireworks here in Dallas.
So these are really 3 of our favorite places, and the first one's called Fair Park 4th. This is a city-sponsored event, free admission to get in. I think parking is $10 a car or something like that. It's not free, but it's really close to free. First come, first serve goes from 4:30 until 10 o'clock at night. And at 9:40 they do begin having the fireworks show like that. So this is just really a beautiful, beautiful event.
It is an excellent backdrop. If you love Art Deco architecture, this is one of the largest number of buildings in a single area for Art Deco. So definitely go check that out. If you live a little further north, Kaboomtown. Kaboomtown is in Addison. Kaboomtown is an area of Dallas where they host a lot of events, and this is one of their larger events. See these fireworks from all over. This is a really great place. Lots of, I believe they have 2 different music acts. No, that's someone else. Anyway, check this out, or if you're in the area, get to a parking garage and take a look at these.
General admission tickets are $10 a piece. Don't take any coolers with you. You can't take them in.
And I would hustle for this one.
Yeah, I would too. This is one that you don't have to go to the event to see. There was one year that a bunch of friends of mine and I had got on our scooters and went up Midway Road. And, this takes place at the Addison Airport. And so we were able to just stop on the side streets.
Really?
And hang out and watching you. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And if you're downtown?
If you're downtown, go to the Clyde Warren Park. They've got an event going on that has 2 live music bands that will be performing, and then they will also have DJ Lucy Rubel.
Oh, mercy.
Anybody you know?
No.
Nobody I know. Anyway, she is the headliner, and again, 9:40 fireworks display. They're going to have really everything going on.
If you were taking public transportation, what would be the easiest way to get there?
You would probably, the easiest way to get there would be on the McKinney Avenue trolley. So anything that intersected with the McKinney Avenue trolley.
So jump on the trolley in Uptown,
Yes.
scooch down there, take your tents. It's a great way to get an idea of what downtown Dallas feels like without getting too lost in all the different one-way streets.
Yeah. Take your outdoor chairs, hang out. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
So if there's any that you are going to try this weekend that we didn't mention you want us to talk about, throw them in the comments. We're happy to load those up.
Yep. So what a difference a single week can make in the actual market snapshot. It is amazing what is going on this week with the numbers.
It really is.
So in the coming soon right now, we are actually down 7%. But that is actually not that big of a deal because it's not a required status. We were really up last week, and as you can see, that is translated into a higher number of new active listings, up 7%. And then also option period. This is when they go under contract, and that is up 12%, which is 37 units. That is huge given what's happening in the market right now. It's very interesting times.
It is. It's you can see the bubble of business going through the market. Pendings were up 18% last week to 132. Solds were up 7%. And mortgage rates continue to come down just a little more, please, please. 6.87 is where they were.
It is
yesterday.
amazing. So this is information that we pull for just Dallas, but we can actually pull it for any area. We can actually extend the time frame as well. So if you're looking for a zip code, a school district, looking to invest in a certain area of Dallas, let us know. We can make this happen, and it's really, really simple.
Let's jump into our property this week.
So this week we're going to talk about 5828 La Vista Drive, and this is in the zip code of 75206.
Such a great neighborhood. Totally walkable. One of the higher walkable scores that I've seen in a long time.
So we actually were talking to one of the neighbors in the area, and he said that he has actually gone 2 weeks without getting in his car because everything is so close by. And by close by, it is restaurants, it is entertainment, it is everything that you want is either walking distance or a short bike ride, whether you're going to the trails or headed to White Rock Lake. This is one of the go-to neighborhoods.
It really is, and it's great in and out. You've got really good access to 30. You've got really good access to Greenville Avenue, which gets you over to 75 very easily. The distance between 75 and the tollway is only 3 miles.
And this, we can't point out if you're not from Dallas, this is on the west side of White Rock Lake, which makes getting around town that much easier. If you work downtown, this is an easy, excellent commute. You're able to use Live Oak, Ross. Both those will be able to get you inside of the corridor.
One of the neighborhood restaurants that Weston's tried, I have not tried yet, is called Mot Hai Bai. Mot Hai Ba? Excuse me.
Mot Hai Ba.
Mot Hai Ba.
So do you know what Mot Hai Ba means? 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
Super simple.
Okay.
Great restaurant. It is more of a small, I'm not going to say tasting because there are plates, but sharing. You can sit family style in here. You can sit actually on the bar. There's also outdoor seating. But again, it's a more smaller, intimate restaurant. It's nothing like Whiskey Cakes or 60 Vines. It's much more small, see the cooks or the chefs cook everything. Excellent food. I believe, and I wish I had this on top of my tongue, but when there was a tour of chefs across North America, one of the restaurants that they stopped in at Dallas and gave high praises for was Mot Hai Ba because of the freshness and the unique palette they created.
Interesting. And that's a 7-minute walk from La Vista.
Absolutely. And what else is over there that people love?
Trader Joe's, walking distance to Trader Joe's, another 8-minute walk over to Trader Joe's. They have to-go food, they have really fresh salads, they have great frozen appetizers, they have 3-Buck Chuck.
And it is so funny, we've got a client, Kelly Mann, and Kelly Mann, that's not her name anymore, it's Kelly Pesic.
Yeah.
Kelly Pesic is the queen of Trader Joe's. She knows where everything is, and it's so funny because people will bring stuff like, and when I was taking ceramics, they would always bring something in from Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
And I was like, how did you know that was there? They had dehydrated shiitake mushrooms that were seasoned and were like a mushroom chip, but it was the whole mushroom.
Ooh, but that was good.
They were excellent.
You know what you need to try from there is their queso, their cashew queso.
Really?
It tastes just like cheesy queso to me, but it's made with cashews.
I should get that and bring it home and see what Jason says. That would be funny.
It would be.
So also, Jeff, what restaurant is over there that you're from Japan and love it?
So we went to Shoyo. It was our first attempt back into Japanese food after our trip to Japan, which was going to be hard to beat. Shoyo did such an amazing job. It's done in the omakase style, where you have your chef right in front of you. Each chef serves 4 people. They do 2 seatings a night. Tuesday through Saturday, you have to call you have to go to Resi the first day of the month, and you can register for the rest of that month. And make your reservation. You have to pay in advance when you make your reservation, and it becomes non-refundable.
You know what? You told us to do that for a restaurant in Tokyo, and they made us pay up front.
Yeah.
I just thought that was a tourist thing, but you're saying this is kind of like at a restaurant of that caliber, that's what happens.
That is traditional experience.
How interesting. So here's my question. I was also learning that tipping is not really required in Tokyo. Is tipping required here?
It was not required, but it's the United States, so that's what
So you
we
did.
do. Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about 5828 La Vista Drive, and this is 75206. This is a 3-bedroom, 3 full, and a half bath with a 2-car garage, just over 2,800 square feet. It's priced at $750,000.
And this is a traditional custom construction. The owner of the property met with the builder prior to them really getting started in it, and so he was able to make some really cool changes to it, and moved like the laundry room around where you've got you've actually got a true laundry room now. This is the first floor, which 10-foot ceilings on the first floor. All of those windows provide so much light. It's just nuts, and I love the engineered wood floors that he's put in.
And this is also just recently painted. Also, the lights have been changed, both cans and most of the bulbs. So you create this nice, not too white, not too bright look throughout the entire downstairs. You've got wood cabinets, a pantry, the 2-car garage, which you're going to need a garage in this portion of Lowest Greenville because parking can get really tight. But it's a nice flow down here with the kitchen combination into the dining room and then also into the living room. Now, one of the things is that this is a quality where we typically saw painted cabinets over and over again. These are actually stain grade, and this is maple. 42-inch uppers, cabinet lighting under, full granite backsplash as well. And this is coming up the stairs, the first landing.
This is into what is kind of a living area. It has a small wet bar area built into it. It goes across attached to it is this bedroom, which is one of the 3, and it has a bath that opens to that bedroom and back into the main room.
Now, what's great about this is that all 3 of the bedrooms are actually en suite, and that's not typical. So what this does is it actually works really well for whether it's an investor or whether it's actually a roommate situation. This here right here is off of the front, so the garage is directly below. And then this is the step-out balcony. This also has a walk-in closet that was substantial, almost to the point that this made me think that the way that this was laid out in the size of both the bathroom, bedroom, and closet was almost like a second master bedroom.
Yeah, it really was. This is the master bedroom that's on the back of the community. Again, you got the really big windows. You got the French door walk out onto a small Juliet type balcony there. And then it has 9-foot ceilings on this floor, which you've got 10 on the first floor, 9 on the second floor, and 9 on the third floor. So you really got a lot of volume.
So you come into a very large bathroom, and it's a double vanity sink, separate tub, and then it also has a nice walk-in shower. And what we did here is kind of make things a little more easy to understand. You can see how we go from the first transition into the second, and then on to the third is the master bedroom.
So this is 5828 La Vista Drive. It's a 3-bedroom, 3 full bath, 1 half bath, 2-car garage built in 2004. It's a little over 2,800 square feet, and it's priced at $750,000, which brings it in about $267 a foot.
So what we like to do is we also like to give you the link so that you can click on that in the comments and go through all the pictures, take a look at it, share it with your friends and family. If you would like to see it, let us know, and we'd be happy to make that happen.
And with that, we'll be right back. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the second segment, episode 275 of Sold with Updike Pugh. I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and today we thought we would talk a little bit about prosperity. Oh, no. It's Prosper, and it's not quite Oklahoma. Well, that was cute, Jeff. Look what you did. Not quite, but it is where the toll road ends.
Well, currently.
But it is where it ends.
I did get to drive for the first time. I drove back over the overpass over 380 onto the tollway.
It's all the way, and then what is that? 380, and you take a left, and then you're getting into it.
Yeah.
Still got to go a little north,
Yeah.
but it's good. It's very interesting.
So, Prosper was founded back in the 1840s, and it's always been this primarily agricultural community. And farm for days. I mean, and now it's subdivision after subdivision after subdivision. It was named Prosper in the 1900s because of all the prosperity that went on in that part of the world. There was a lot of trade that came through there, a lot of cattle drives that moving them on over
To Fort Worth Stock Yards?
Yep. And then in the mid-20th century, they faced economic challenges and the urbanization of Dallas-Fort Worth. That's really where the change began to happen 40 years ago, 50 years ago, when the planning of the infrastructure was taking place and there were so many of these commercial entities that were buying property. But, it's turned out to be a really, I've never spent a lot of time in Prosper, but I feel like we have lately. But it's really such a great, vital place.
So I feel like they have done a lot of thinking, the planners of the community, and said, this is what worked in Allen, this is what worked in Frisco, and this is what we don't want to do in like what we saw in whatever subdivisions. And they've really taken a move forward. And there is a little bit topography over there. I was really, we noticed that there's a little more of this. The PGA has done a massive investment in that. I think the Byron Nelson should be there in the next year or two, which
Probably.
is substantial. They also last week just introduced or announced that there was like a $300 million 35-acre art district. Now I think their interpretation of the art district might be a little bit different than what the art district in Dallas, but I think overall it's trying to focus on bringing cultural items into that area. The biggest thing that I noticed, because we had buyers, I think that's back up. The reason why we're talking about this is because we had buyers that were coming from California, and you and I for the last 30 days have been working with them to try to discover wants, needs, and desires, and then match that up to budget and what housing is available. And Prosper really just ended up being one of the leads that we found, and there was a community there called Star Trail. Star Trail is Jerry Jones backed. It's one of his Blue Star properties. And what we found really interesting about this is rather than be on one of those giant suburban grids, I think that always of Weeds, when they start off the episode, Tiki House, Tiki House. This is not like that. It's almost like this enormous roundabout. And then off of that, you peel off into your boroughs. So there's no way to like make a giant drive through the entire neighborhood, right?
Straight through the neighborhood,
Which I think really adds value. And because of this giant roundabout that goes around, they really focused on the landscaping and creating like more like just a lazy drive, but with berms and with trees, with large walk paths through
Lots
there.
of native plants.
I thought they did a great job there. They also are really focused on outdoor activities. I feel like they're really trying to push people out of the cocooning. I felt like in the 2000s, everything was cocoon. And now they are really inviting everyone to get back out and to participate, whether it's in the community centers, whether it's the trails, going out to the tennis courts, the pickleball courts. It's unique.
Or just creating the opportunities for more outdoor living now.
I agree. And they're really thoughtful in their design. There's a wide range. I think there's 6 different builders out there. And it's not a terribly large, I mean, probably low end is probably 8 and the high is 2.6 million. It was very interesting also to discover that their tax rate is 1.9%. That's a lot different.
They don't have the debt.
One of the other things too that we were talking that I thought was also interesting is that there was no mud tax or PID tax out there. So that's a huge value add. Also, we had a really great Colleen and Jeff were great sales counselors out there. And Jeff shared with us, he's been with the builder for over 30 years. And he said that there are 15 employees of that company that actually live in that neighborhood and prosper.
That says quite a bit for itself.
Huge.
Yeah.
He and Colleen both live out there.
Wow.
So I will tell you this much, coming from New Home Sales, you never, ever, ever wanted to live in the neighborhood that you sold in. You could go live in someone else's. So for them to say that they'll live in the neighborhood that they also sell in, that's a huge point. So anyway, it was a wonderful experience. I think that they did a great job with that.
So I hope you found that helpful. If there are any other small towns you'd like for us to talk about and gather a little information for, we'd be happy to do that.
And just remember, we want to be realtors for life.
When you're ready to talk real estate, you can reach us online, by phone, or by text at 214-377-2223.
And remember, we want to be realtors for life.